welcome to another episode of the Get Out of Gaming podcast, your weekly podcast to talk into everything nerdy. I am one of your hosts, Ben,
I'm Alex.
and we have a really good show today. In case you didn't know, we are a weekly nerd fueled podcast. Talk everything from video games to movies to comics to anime, whatever we like and we think you would like, we talk about. We are on Facebook, Twitter. Definitely hit us up there. Today, we're basically just going to talk about Comic Con. Many of you, we know that San Diego Comic Con has been going on this week and last week, and there's been some crazy stuff already being said. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we've been playing or hidden treasures. And you know what? I'm going to throw Alex off today, and I'm going to go first.
All right.
The first thing I bought, which I was pretty quickly to regret that I bought, was this bad boy. It's Final Vendetta. This is the European Collector's Edition for Switch, which number one I bought for the wrong system because I didn't read. And yeah, I bought the game digitally, and I was like, this game is meh. It's not what I thought it was going to be. This one comes with the soundtrack. It comes with cards. It comes with some pens. This is unopened. I probably won't open it. But this is something I really wanted. Super stoked that I got it. This is the Scott Pilgrim limited run collector's. I think it's like the collector's, right? Yeah, the complete edition.
Yeah, deluxe or whatever it was called.
So it comes with a case that looks just like a Sega Genesis. This one's for the Switch. I'm not gonna open it because there's so much stuff in here, but it comes with the soundtrack, comes with a bunch of other stuff. The game inside is sealed; it's never been opened. I got this from our buddy Zach. This is gonna been on my shelf, and I love this. This is awesome. I think this was definitely a better buy. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Stray, and Alex and I were talking about it. It's okay. I think it's like okay so far. There was a lot of hype for this game, and right now I'm not seeing the hype, but I'm about an hour in, so we'll have to wait and see about that. I will give a better idea once I play some more into it, but yeah, I'm not like this is no Ghost of Toshima.
Okay.
That's for sure.
All right.
But Alex, what about you?
So the only what am I doing? I always get confused at this point because I'm just like, what have I been doing? I don't know. I've just been watching random stuff, and I haven't really been playing much. Except I did impulsively buy Live Alive for audio listeners. I'm showing it on the video. For the Nintendo Switch. This is originally a Super Famicom game. Never came out here. Square Enix. It's kind of like the predecessor of Octopath, where like you choose a different character and they have their own chapter, but then like everyone kind of comes together near the end. And everyone takes place in like a different timeline. So like one's like the Wild West, one is in the near future, far future, prehistoric age, medieval, like Japan, like Edo period. Yeah, there's just Middle Ages. Yeah, there's just a lot of different things here. I did stream this, and the first one that I did, I chose just a chapter randomly. But I guess each chapter has its own gimmicks and things. And so I played it says Twilight of the Edo, Japan. And each chapter has a different person who does the character designs, which is pretty cool. So for that one in particular, it's Gosho Aoyama, who is the creator of Detective Conan, Case Closed, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I did not realize it until it just like said his name randomly. I'm like, wait, is that him? and that was one of my worst experiences with a game ever in the most recent times, because the game just didn't really explain itself. It was just like, hey, you should hide. And then there's also this other thing where like it had like a thing that says like lives taken, and like counted how many times I killed someone. So like the game in that chapter was really rewarding you in like not killing anyone and just getting to the boss and just like trying to survive. But you start at like level 2, so I don't understand how you could do it without fighting things and killing things.
Right.
Um, so it was a bunch of like hold Y to put up your like hidden like, I don't know, your mirror paper or whatever. Since you're a shinobi, you're just like a ninja, just running around. And so yeah, I had a horrible time with it. And then I looked it up online, and people said that one of the best first ones to start with is the Wild West. So I ended up doing that, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was kind of fun. It was different because I was playing as a ranged character instead. Weren't many battles for that particular one. It was more story heavy, um, but it was very much like an old Clint Eastwood type movie, something like that. You go into a town, and I guess they're being invaded some some bad cowboys, and so you have to help the town get together and basically set traps for these cowboys once they come, and then whoever's left, then you had to fight them at the end. um, and then there's also like other crazy weird stuff or whatever, but I beat that chapter. And then I started another one, which was like the near future, so it was very much mystical ninja Gambare Goemon. It like had an anime opening. It was really weird. I don't know who did the character designs for that one in particular or the other Wild West one. Um, but it was fine. It was fun. I like I like the interesting combat. It's an RPG, but it's a tactics RPG where you can just basically keep moving as much as you want, but every time you move, your active, like your ATB, like from like Final Fantasy or something, will go up, and then so will the other person's, like the enemies, every time you do something and move. So, if you move, someone could attack you the next time, depending on where their ATB was at. Or you can move further away, and they just like waste their ATB on something else, or it just goes away. Um, so yeah, overall, don't start with the Edo period one, in my opinion. But the Wild West one's good, and then the near future one that I'm playing, I played a little bit of it. It's pretty good too. So um, I'm not sure if I recommend this game. This game is cheaper. It is $50 instead of 60. But it hasn't grown on me yet, so we'll see later once I get a little further into this game if it actually is worth it. Um, Now, I will say really quick, I personally hate voice acting in any sort of 16-bit retro game, and this has full voice acting. I chose it to stay in English just because I was like, this will be easier for streaming.
Right.
Like it wasn't, and I didn't super care. It wasn't like Dot Hack where I'm like, oh, I played this in English when I was younger for the first couple, so I want to play in Japanese for a new experience. Um, no, I just kept on English, and it was very cringe. Wasn't really that good, and I don't know if it was necessarily the acting or just poor direction. It could also be um, it's still that time. It's still COVID season, at least when they were recording, and some people sounded different. Like it sounded like they were in a different recording studio, like in their home, and like one of them sounded like yeah, they were like in like a more, it's not like they had something over their face. And when I looked at the character, there was no mask or anything on them. So like it clearly was just like a different mic. They didn't edit it well, and they just didn't care. So
And I watched your stream, and so um, I was like, man, this is really like not good voice acting. A little over dramatic,
yeah,
you know. And and at the beginning when you were playing the first part, a lot of people were like, "I'm not buying this game. I'm not buying this game." He's like, "Well, just wait. Just let's." That's when you moved on to the next character. and you really were enjoying it.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I think that game looks cool, but definitely not one that I would probably purchase.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that voice acting was not very good.
Yeah, there is option though for Japanese voice acting. I know with Octopath, I had the same issue where I didn't like the voice acting Octopath Traveler. It just sounded really awkward and weird to hear it from an HD 2D game like that. That's like what if they remake Final Fantasy 7 like for like if they did like an HD 2D or something of like 7 because like they're bringing it to phones. What if they gave them just voices? Like that'd be really weird. Like just
Yeah,
make that just text or the supposed like, eventually like um Final Fantasy 9. What if they give them voices or if they ever make 6 or something? Like yeah,
right,
it's very I don't know, it puts you in a weird place. I don't like it. So but yeah, like Octopath had a way of just like, oh, you don't want voices at all? Turn it off. I don't know if this game has it or not. I didn't really look into that. But if there is an option for that, I might just go for that because the voices were very distracting and not very good. Japanese might be a little better because it sounds like they're like actually in recording studios. It sounds like there's better
right.
direction. Um, but yeah, who knows? I'll have to see. I'll probably stream it again sometime later this week because I have a lot more free time this week. So there's that. But yeah, that's all I've really been doing.
Well, I will tell you, I thought the second part was better than the first part when I was watching.
Hmm.
So, all right, San Diego Comic Con 2022. Holy shnikes. So we are at IGN, and IGN did a big spread. Now, these are not in order as usual. Man, this list is long.
Yep.
So Alex and I are going to kind of run through. There's a lot of points that are great, and there's a lot of points that are kind of like the same points over and over again. But I think the big thing they started off with is Lego announced 3 new Avatar sets, which I mean, I feel like that's like a no-brainer that was gonna happen.
Yep.
Um, these are based, off the, new movie. So I feel like this was like, yes, which is crazy because we did get a trailer for Avatar, like a teaser,
Yeah.
but that's all we've got. So
Hmm.
these movies have both this movie, I think there's like a couple, they've been in the works for
They've been
years.
making like 3 or 4 of them for
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
for years. The last time I heard anything is when Alita came out, because the director of that worked with James Cameron on the new techniques from Avatar.
Hmm.
He's like, "Oh, you can't wait to this movie. It's gonna be great." And that was like when that movie come out, like 2, 3 years ago.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you like Legos, there's that. The one cool thing they did do is they did show the new trailer for Dungeons and Dragons Amongst Thieves. Showed a little bit of Hugh Grant, showed Chris Pine. It showed all the characters. I thought this trailer was really good. And there is a huge rumor going around that the cast in this movie will meet up with the characters from the cartoon show.
That'd be
Huge,
awesome. I used to watch that.
yes. And so, and it was actually on an IGN thread. So I don't know how
Okay.
true it is. How cool would that be?
That'd be
Did you
really
watch this?
awesome.
Did you watch this trailer?
This trailer actually no, I did not watch this trailer. But I I used to watch that old cartoon as a kid. I wasn't super into that show per se. It was one of those like, well, all my other shows are done. Let's just watch this one. And I enjoyed it enough to continue watching it. Did I watch all the episodes? No. Was I a super fan? No. But it was fun, and I always like it when there's I don't know. It is nostalgia, but at the same time, it's cool continuity. So to have characters meet old characters is always fun in any sort of media.
I bet you didn't know this, but they did do a Dungeons and Dragons movie at one point.
Hmm.
It was awful.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard of that
I
one for
think
sure.
it's the same guy that did like House of the Dead. I'm almost certain it was.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Correct me on Facebook if I'm wrong. But this looks really good. It had like the jokes, but this definitely had more of a serious theme to it as well. Um,
Well, that and
but
Dungeons and Dragons is really popular right now because
yeah,
of Stranger Things. Stranger Things has made Dungeons and Dragons super popular with the mainstream. Like you can argue and say like sure D&D has been big forever and it has kind of like it's been big to nerd culture forever, but like there are so many people who like started playing D&D because of Stranger Things.
I
Um
mean,
yeah.
I can tell you that when I was growing up, D&D was like a hidden thing. You know,
Mhm.
like a lot of people didn't. I mean, it was out there. A lot of people didn't play it, but until now, I've never seen giant groups playing online and like celebrities playing online.
Yeah.
Um, I recently saw, and I think it was like G4. They used to have every now and then have their own Dungeons and Dragons thing going
Oh,
on.
with like Tabletop Simulator or something.
Yeah, and then they had like Jack Black playing. You
That's
know,
awesome. Yeah.
so I think it's definitely more in the mainstream, and I think from what I saw in the trailer, I think this looks really really good. Um, so the other thing they talked about, another thing they talked about was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Cowabunga collection. They showed a brand new trailer and they gave a release date, which is August 30th, right? I think it's right.
Yeah.
30th or 31st. I don't remember.
Well, I feel like the trailer said 31st, but this says 30th.
So,
So one of those
th-
days.
well, the good news is it's going to be released finally
Yeah.
after all this time. It's going to have 13 different classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's going to have Rewind, um, save states. It's going to have all these great little things in there. But a lot of these games, especially like the Turtle Fighters for NES, I mean, that's
Hmm.
a $300-$400 game at this point now. So um, there's some of the games will also be available for multiplayer. I think it's just like legitimately like the arcade games
All of
is what
the
they.
everything is available for multiplayer, I believe, except um one of the Genesis games and the Game Boy games. Everything else I think just actually has multiplayer
I will say that not too long
online.
ago they did a playthrough,
Hmm.
um, and looking at the original for NES, it looked great. It's like they cleaned everything up.
Yeah. This trailer, I think this is a trailer that we saw a little while ago, like maybe a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was during this. Who knows? But there was one trailer that like was just Turtles in Time music, and that's all it was. And they just kept
Yeah,
using different parts of Turtles in Time because they know that's what's selling this game like a lot. Like it is making their money. Turtles in Time, it's very popular. Get people to play Turtles in Time arcade, and then oh, there's regular arcade. Oh, there's these fighting games, Hyperstone Heist. Yeah. So they're getting me just because I want to play Turtles in Time online. I want to play the arcade version because I haven't played a whole lot of that, and there's never been a home release of the arcade versions of any of these. I guess like
yeah,
as
except
far
for
as I know.
like, and if you play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game in the arcade, I mean, that thing was a quarter sucker, man.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you were at a free play place, you weren't finishing that game. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you dropped some serious cash. So, I think it's also good that they got all the tournament fighters,
Mm-hmm.
including for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis, and they also have the side scrolling beat 'em up for Genesis,
Yeah.
which is not as good as the Super Nintendo, but I think everyone should play it. Because I thought it was really good. I thought it was short,
Mm-hmm.
but it was good. Um, but yeah, they announced it, so this one's going to be August 30th, so
All right.
right around the corner, which is hilarious because the next story they have is where they talk about what we just talked about the 80s. Um, a ton of Easter eggs were shown in a clip, including a reference to the classic 80s cartoon.
All right.
So there we go.
Yep.
Um, we're gonna kind of skip down a little bit here. this was kind of cool. They showed off 2 new Transformer figures from the Generation Legacies. Um, so I think I think the one is Optimus Prime before he becomes a Prime. But, Comic-Con is great because it not only is gonna show comic movies and games and stuff like that, but the toys they show off or the things that are coming out this year is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so these figures, if you're watching these 2 figures here, it's a 2-pack, $66 for both of them, and it comes out November 1st. It's called the Hero is Born pack. So obviously, this is before Optimus becomes a full Prime there.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. One thing that threw everybody off was a teaser trailer for our National Treasure TV show. Got a very quick teaser trailer.
Yeah,
Um,
they announced this. I know we've heard about this a while, and then now that
I
this
think
teaser
we've talked about
trailer's
it. Yeah.
out, there's just a banner of it like on Disney Plus now. Like there, a lot of these things that we see, like now it just says like, oh, it's coming soon.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing is, obviously watching it, you think it's going to be Nicolas Cage, and it's not. It's
Hmm.
a woman, which is cool. Now, I would not be surprised if you don't have cameos from people from the original National Treasure movies.
Hmm.
I've never watched these movies, and everyone thinks I'm crazy.
You never seen
Uh,
this?
I legitimately never have, which is hilarious because I worked at Blockbuster, and I think they came out around that time.
I've seen both of them. The first one's fun, but it's very. They're both Disney films, I believe. So like, they're very family films. So like, there's a lot of cringe in it, but like, it's still they're still enjoyable. I would say. The first one's definitely better than the second one. It's 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 Nicolas Cage as Nathan Drake, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and it's funny because everyone's like, "How have you not seen these movies?" I'm like, they just did not interest me. Now, granted, I have Disney Plus, so I think they're both on Disney Plus right now.
They should be.
So I'm gonna check them out. It seems very much like Indiana Jones-ish type films.
Yeah.
They do. So I'll definitely check it out. But they definitely showed this and said, "Hey, this is coming soon." I will tell you the big players I think that came to Comic Con this year was Marvel and DC.
Yep.
Were huge players. Um, Disney Plus also talked about a new show called Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Um, I watched this clip and had to laugh. It
Hmm.
was kind of funny. Um, I don't even know who these Marvel characters are, but they have a giant dinosaur. Did you watch this clip?
No, I actually haven't seen this clip in particular. Again, these are a lot of things I just like heard like on the Marvel thing or whatever, hearing that like yeah, these exist. These are new things, and it's always really cool to see new animated properties, especially with Marvel, because right now it's the multiverse, and
Right,
you can just do whatever you want.
right. And I think this is good because people are going to disagree with me, but I feel like Disney's bringing things that we would have never seen before, like Moon Knight. I don't think we'd ever would have seen before. And right now, Disney is cracking me up because Disney Plus right now has Deadpool 1 and 2 and Logan.
Yep, they've been heavily uh showing that to me.
I have not watched those yet to make sure, but when you click on them, they do say rated R.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is not a rated R show. It's definitely a kid show after watching that. So um, they showed off some more Gotham Knights with Batgirl. Um, I don't know. Like, I watched this trailer, but it doesn't seem. I don't know. I think it looked okay.
This game has lost me a long time ago, so nothing that it's going to show me will ever make me buy this game at retail. Um,
Would you
maybe
buy it
it
on sale?
depends on how the sale was. And
I
it,
will
yeah, it depends.
I will tell you right now, because I think this comes out in October,
October,
maybe?
it comes
Yeah.
out close to Halloween.
I will tell you right now, I will bet money that Black Friday or sometime in December, this goes for half off.
Oh yeah.
$30.
Yep, for sure.
The fighting was okay. It just didn't seem like a Batman fighting game. Now they have removed all the hit points and
Good.
stuff like that, but it just, like, and I know Alex is gonna argue with me because it's not Spider-Man, but at least the Batman game, the fighting was fluent, right?
Yeah.
This seems a little janky in the fighting.
Yeah, it
Like
does. It
even
still
the one
feels
that
like it's not done.
right, which if it's not done, don't show the trailers. I think they're just running out of time at this point because they've had way too long to work on it.
Yeah.
They also stated that Joker will not be in Gotham Knights. Well, let me rephrase that. He couldn't confirm the one of the Patrick Redding revealed that during a fan Q&A, the GameCom panel, they could neither confirm or deny whether Harley Quinn may make an appearance, but they did say no Joker, which is weird.
I feel like that could be a lie though.
Huh? I
Like
mean, it could
Joker could
be.
show up at the end like how he always does in all these stupid games. Like it's kind of annoying. Like I understand the Joker is like the Batman villain, but there are other villains that can carry a story very well. So to just always just be like, surprise, it was Joker, like that's annoying, kind of. But if Batman is supposedly dead in this universe, then who yeah, I mean maybe Joker is dead too. Maybe that's what happened, and so maybe now it's Harley Quinn versus this Batman Incorporated or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I mean, I would think because the Joker's just crazy enough that if Batman was dead and he didn't do it,
He'd
he
probably
would
just kill
be,
himself.
or he would just go on a rampage,
Yeah.
you know, because that's his kill.
Hmm.
So it should be interesting to see what happens there. Um, they talked about two different He-Mans. So Masters of the Universe Revolution is the one that Kevin Smith did, and they announced that William Shatner is going to be in it. And I don't know if anyone's watched this on Netflix. There's two parts. This is the closest you're going to get to original He-Man, but better.
Hmm.
It's not as cheesy as that. There, the other one was the He-Man and Masters of the Universe. That one's set more for like kids,
Yeah.
is where the Kevin Smith one's for a little bit older. There are some pretty adult jokes
Yeah.
in the Kevin Smith one.
I'm
I'm
sure.
pretty sure there's a character named Fisto, and he makes a fisting joke in that.
All right.
The second one is like definitely a kids one. It pops out pretty quick. They're already on season 3 for
It
Netflix.
looks like they're action figures. It looks like it's there to sell action figures for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But the other one is written by Kevin Smith, which is even better because Kevin Smith's like, I want to do a He-Man. And do you remember when he was wanting to do a live action
Yep.
He-Man?
Hmm.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Um, I would have loved to seen a live action Kevin Smith He-Man film, but I'm telling you this. I don't know if you've watched it yet, Alex, but it's really good.
I have not watched it yet because I was waiting for the second part and then I kind of forgot about it.
It gets better in the second part.
Hmm.
Um, I think the crazy thing is with, and this is gonna be spoilers, but if you've ever watched He-Man, you know that he always has the sword, right?
Hmm.
There's a scene where Skeletor shows up and he's all powerful and he's got the sword. So He-Man's like, what would happen if I just called him the power
Yeah.
without that? And the problem is he can call on the power, but it's not controlled. He's just
Mm.
like a crazy, really super strong person.
Okay.
And that scene's pretty funny because he literally knocks like Skeletor through 3 buildings,
Hmm.
and it's like he's just overly powered but no self control. Like the Hulk in movies where he's just losing control,
Yeah.
that's what it's like.
Okay.
So, um,
I'm looking here.
I guess we could talk about Amazon Wheel of Time. I have never seen the show
Nearby.
e- ever, but guess what? They got a third season.
I guess it's based on some fantasy novels that I've never heard of. So there's that.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Amazon.
Yep.
So if you like that show, it got a third season. Here's one that cracks me up. So Beavis and Butthead. Um, so first off, the fact that Beavis and Butthead have come back and people are enjoying it is crazy to me.
Yeah, I heard that that the Beavis and Butthead what is it, Do the Universe or whatever. I heard that's really good. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's pretty good.
I spent an entire generation of everyone talking about like Beavis and Butthead.
Mm-hmm.
Like when this show came out, that's everyone's like there were certain kids from school that talked like this because of the show.
Yep.
They just had their new Paramount Plus movie that came out. Um, it's just crazy to me that this came back. And of all the things we bring back Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, they're timeless, honestly.
Eh,
Unfortunately.
it was not, and it was not my thing growing up. I watched it a couple times. I'm like, yeah, I can't.
It's
You're
the
gonna bring back
birth. It's
something.
the birth of Daria and Hank Hill, though. So like,
Yeah,
without them, you wouldn't have Daria, and you wouldn't have King of the Hill. So
I will give you that, Alex. The other good thing is they said they talk about Mike Judd says that King of the Hill has a very good chance of coming back, which
they've been talking
I
about it for a long while about a
yeah,
reboot and what they've been planning on. I would
and I
love
mean
that.
like I think that would be more conceivable than doing more Beavis and Butthead. It will probably be a show on Paramount Plus though, which is fine,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
guess. I have still yet to finish Halo on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
That tells you anything. But I did watch all of what you do in the shadows new season. Um, yeah. Um, so the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles are having a comic crossover
Again,
sequel.
I
How
remember when
crazy
this
is
came
that?
out, and it was a big deal when this first one came out, because it was like really cool. The IDW comics for a lot of the stuff are supposed to be really good for like Power Rangers and all that. So they, yeah, have another crossover is big. It's like when I mean, we talked about on one of our previous episodes, like the Ninja Turtles, ranking the Ninja Turtles and stuff. Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like that's based on a comic book series, and like that was a big crossover as well. There's actually two crossovers of Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you knew that. There's a kids version of that too, but it's like the cartoons meet like the Batman cartoon,
Okay.
Batman and Robin, like the '90s one. So, but yeah, all these crossovers are always awesome to see. I think so.
Which is crazy because you would think, you know, why has this not happened before in like a live action or animated way?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, it
Batman.
did. Power Rangers crossed over with Ninja Turtles in Saban a long time ago because there was a really bad live action Ninja Turtles.
I have seen that episode. God, is it awful? It is just awful.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch Japanese Spider-Man.
I love that though. He has a mech.
He does. Uh, Speaking of crossovers, SpongeBob SquarePants gets a crossover event as well. It's called what is it? About to get a Doctor Strange-ish multiverse special called Nickelodeon has announced the Title Zone, a crossover show that shows SpongeBob, um, SquarePants, Cramp Coral, and the Patrick Show all collide.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, I forget. I always forget that these two other shows actually exist.
I
Um,
did not know there was a Patrick Star show.
that came
That's
out
crazy.
like a year ago. It's a prequel where he just like had his own TV show, like a variety show, and he has parents and like a sister, and I don't know. They all look kind of younger. But I honestly don't know how it is because I've never seen it. I don't know the quality. Um, for a lot of these shows like this, to be honest, like I loved SpongeBob as a kid. But like watching stuff now as an adult, there are certain shows that are better left as a kid. Um, because you just don't you're not in that mindset anymore, and it's not like, oh, these shows are just worse nowadays. Like when you watch like a kid show with a
I
kid, you're like, oh, this show is worse than our shows that we used to have. No, it's probably the same quality. It's just that you were more forgiving back then.
yeah, yeah. Like letting the kids watch what was it we were watching? Oh, even when I watch Clarence, you know,
Oh yeah,
or like um, even like Adventure Time or regular show, you're like, this is getting away with some stuff. But then I remember a younger me watching Ren and Stimpy, and I'm like, this is still not as bad as Ren and Stimpy
it's
was.
not.
No, Ren and
Don't
Stimpy,
whiz on the electric fence.
we were watching episodes off of YouTube, and um, I was watching with my oldest son. He's like, "How did this get on Nickelodeon?" I said, "It was part of Snick, man." Um, I said, "There was,
Powdered toast man with his like
yeah."
big nipples. Like it was weird. It was weird back then.
Do you remember he used to like put them in his butt cheeks and fly or
Mm-hmm.
something like that?
Yeah.
Like wholly inappropriate. Um, like, gosh, I remember when like at one point MTV tried to get on the bandwagon with all this, and MTV was showing at night Ren and Stimpy uncut.
It was something weird. They made it just for them, and
Yes,
it was very adult, and it wasn't good because it
no,
wasn't it it was too on the nose. It was just like here's sexual humor. It wasn't disguised as a kid show, I guess.
no, no, and at
So
least on Snick it was disguised as a kid show. Um,
yeah.
but even SpongeBob, there's times I've watched SpongeBob with the kids and I'm like, okay, this is a bit much here,
Well, I mean,
you
one of the
know?
episodes got banned or whatever. You can't watch it anymore on streaming or anything. It's one of my favorite episodes, but it's the one where they go on a panty raid and it's ends up being Mr. Krabs' mom's house. But like yeah, no, they don't do that episode anymore, I guess, because they don't want kids to panty raid. Like I don't get it.
They should all watch Revenge of the Nerds. That will clear up so much. Um, moving on.
Yeah,
Uh,
we can skip this again, I
yeah, we
guess.
can skip that. I found this kind of interesting real quick is that um, DC has no plans of making more Snyderverse movies, which I find funny because I feel like the Justice League Snyder cut did better than Justice League did.
It did, but then those supposed things came out where most of the Twitter accounts were bots. And now people are like, did Zack Snyder hire a bunch of bots to make them so he can make his movie? But like, I don't know, I think it was genuine. A lot of people say that the Snyder cut is really good, and I wholeheartedly agree with them. It's like a small mini series.
It is longer, but I do like how they do the different chapters.
Hmm.
I love that. And it definitely cleared up a bunch of different things that Justice League itself did not clear up.
Yep.
Um, and they showed Martian Manhunter, which
They
why would you
did.
take that from the film?
I don't know.
You know, which I find it kind of weird because when he left, the person taking it over did the first two Avenger films. So, I mean, I would think it'd be a no brainer. Plus, the whole ending with Steppenwolf was so much better.
Well, Steppenwolf
on Snyder
looked
Cut.
really bad on the original as
He
well.
did.
There's just a lot of issues that because Snyder had to leave. Um, I don't know. There are a lot of work hostility environment issues, like with Joss Whedon. Like there are a lot of things about that where he was horrible to work with. What who played was it Michael B. Jordan? Was it Michael B. Jordan who played Cyborg? No.
No, but I know you're talking. The guy that played Cyborg was very outspoken on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very outspoken about stuff. Um and then Wonder Woman, I guess, talked about how she was being harassed, I guess. There was just a lot
Did,
of issues with what's his face with Joss Whedon.
didn't what was it? Jason Momoa say something to him about that? I thought I read somewhere that he was not happy about how she was being treated on set, and so he did something.
I think so. Yeah, I remember there was a lot of stuff about that, but yeah, the Snyderverse isn't really going to exist anymore because we're getting that Flash movie maybe. Because Ezra Miller is stupid and he is ruining his life, his career, and other people's lives and careers.
I think he is when he does act. I think he's great. I think he plays a great Barry Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And other characters I've seen him play as well, he's good. But man, he just can't seem to get out of trouble or stay out of trouble or like be able to come and be professional,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But maybe he's just one of those creative souls like Joaquin Phoenix, who's difficult to work with sometimes. But once he gets that character down, he nails that character.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm putting him way too high as Joaquin Phoenix, but we'll wait and see. Um, William Shatner.
This is crazy. I didn't even hear about this.
I didn't either, and I'm reading it. So basically, William Shatner during his panel said that is not a fan of where the franchise has gone, saying its creator, Gene Roddenberry, would be turning in his grave. He didn't stop, though, and also said that effing Star Wars at his Comic Con Shatner on Shatner panel. I'll be honest, I'm not surprised of him saying this. I've heard stories about William Shatner.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that he is not very nice.
Yep.
And he's difficult to work with. So for him to say this is not surprising at all.
Yeah. Man, like where is Shatner gone? The last thing I remember him from was Priceline Negotiator.
I mean, he's got all this money. He doesn't even need to work.
Yeah.
But like when he came to the Comic Con here, he literally had this glass booth thing, and that was his pictures. And he wouldn't even talk to people. He just smiled, took pictures. He pre-signed everything. So,
Wow.
I mean, I guess when you're at that point, and you can do that. You can act that way. So, Multiverse revealed new characters, including LeBron James and Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, this is out now, maybe? No, it's out at the end of the month. But if you watch people on Twitch, you can get a drop for it and play the beta early. You have to like watch an hour's worth of Twitch of multiverses and then click something on there and then you can play it early. It's interesting. It's Smash Bros, but with Warner Brothers stuff.
I think LeBron James is a weird pick, though.
He was in the newest thing now, so he's now a Toon. He's in Space Jam too.
And of course, Rick Sanchez, which we had an idea.
Yeah, they already found his like vocal pack and stuff in the game a long time ago for him. So
this game is interesting though because everyone's tried to do a Smash Bros. Game, right? Nickelodeon tried and it did not do very well.
yeah,
I've heard that they've recently added voices. I haven't checked it out yet.
yeah, they added voices. They added some characters. XJ9, Hugh Neutron, Rocco. I think is coming soon. So like they have added new characters and stuff, but the biggest issue with that game was no voices and just felt very lifeless and dead. And now they're adding voices, but most of those voices aren't the voices of the characters. So it's just some people just getting paid to kind of sound like it.
I feel like with this game here, because of the franchise who owns all this, it could be anybody. You know, it literally. I
It
mean,
is.
they got Arya Stark,
I
which is
mean,
a
did
weak
you ever
one.
watch Space Jam? Did you watch Space Jam 2? Because that's just like, hey, you like HBO Max? You should buy HBO Max right now. And that's what this is probably. Like, that's probably what the game is. Um, I
Well, it is a
know,
Warner Brothers game, and
yeah,
Warner Brothers owns HBO.
yeah. So I feel like a lot of stuff is just gonna be like that. I know like Iron Giant's in it. There's Superman, Batman. Um, pretty much all the voice actors are in it from everything else. The only one I know that isn't in it is Steven Universe. It's some other kid because that kid retired from voice acting. Zach something. Um, but yeah, everyone else seems to be the actual characters. Like Finn from Adventure Time's in it, and that is his voice. John DiMaggio is Jake again from Adventure Time. They got Kevin Conroy as Batman. I think it's not Tim Daly. I always say Tim Daly. Whoever Superman is for Justice League, for the old Justice League cartoons and stuff like that, and same thing with Wonder Woman. Like it is those voice actors, I believe. So there's a lot of thought and love put into this game, and it is a free to play game. So I feel like it's going to do very well.
Yeah, they even said that, you know, it is, you could buy things, but if you play it enough, you could definitely earn characters without a bunch of
Yeah.
extra work.
Right
So,
now, if you go onto like the PlayStation Store and stuff, you can buy early access. It costs $40 for the lowest one, but you get 10 guaranteed characters. You get like money packs or whatever for like EXP. There's a lot of cosmetics I've seen. Like you can dress up as different things. So yeah, it's there. There is a lot of thought put into this game.
right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It should be interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power had a new trailer, and they showed the creation of a Balrog, which was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this should be interesting because it's going to be on Amazon,
Yep.
and Amazon also owns the rights to the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew that. So it should be interesting to see what happens. Or maybe it's HBO that owns that, right? I can't remember who owns it now, but yeah, people love Lord of the Rings. It should be great to see some more stuff with it. And from the trailer, it looked really well thought out.
I heard people complain how Sauron looks. They didn't like his design.
Yeah, that
I
was a big thing. Is
yeah, they just thought he looked like a kid.
well, when does this take place? Because obviously this takes place
Years, yeah, but
before the Rings.
I'm
So
not interested. I've never really liked Lord of the Rings ever. I've watched all the movies. Um, I've I don't think I still don't think I've ever finished the first film. I always fall asleep at some point and then wake up like near the end when Gandalf like falls and he's like fly you fools and all that kind of stuff. So like yeah, I don't know. I don't like these. I like a Hobbit book and the first movie at least. And the old animated movie. But yeah, no. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care.
well, something you may watch is the original star of Gremlins and Gremlins 2 will return for Secret of the Mogwai, um, which I didn't even know was still happening. You know,
Yeah,
um, here's what's weird though: it's going to be animated,
yeah.
so I don't know. Well, I was hoping for a live action, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Um, there's also another character once we get down a little further that announced that he's going to be in it. Um, he's not talking about what character it is, but I don't think that people that wanted like a third Gremlins movie, this is not what they were thinking they were gonna get.
Yeah.
It was an animated series because Gremlins was funny, but yet kind of scary.
Gremlins
I
2
don't
was less of that though.
right. Gremlins 1 was definitely there.
Yeah.
I don't picture it as a cartoon. Uh,
I mean, that's kind of how you could say maybe about the first Ghostbusters. Like the first Ghostbusters was more scary than not, and
right, right.
then they made a cartoon. So
I'll give you that. I mean, obviously the second one, the to this day, I always get chills from the spider gremlin.
hmm
That thing is just creepy as all get up.
yeah,
So
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. There's no talking when this comes out, but yes.
I'm gonna
Um,
skip it. Ultra
yeah.
Instinct Shaggy. It's stupid meme stuff.
So
Um,
I watched this I Am Groot and I'm like, I don't get it.
yeah,
It's a
I saw bits of this and screenshots of it. It's just a Groot spinoff for, and it's animated. Have fun with it.
yeah. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it looks like we're starting to get into Marvel stuff. So
Yeah. Marvel What If season 2 announced for early 2023 along season 3. So, um I have yet to watch What If 1.
I
I know my son
tried.
watched.
I hated how it was CG and just it didn't flow well. I hate CG animation for the most part when it isn't when it tries to be, I don't know, when it tries the frame rate like all weird.
Yeah, my son said the zombie one was really cool. That's the only one that
Yeah.
he watched. He started watching the one where what if the guy that plays Black Panther was actually picked up instead of and he's Star Lord.
Yeah, I've seen
Um,
bits of that.
yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
One thing that was kind of cool was Spider-Man freshman year
Yep.
will be in 2024 and it will feature Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Um, which this is not the only thing that they've confirmed about Daredevil. They confirmed that he is getting a series,
Yep.
a new season. It will be 18 episodes,
Mhm.
which is crazy because most things are like 8 or 9 on there. Um,
Yep.
and once we get through some other stories, you'll hear that he is popping up everywhere, which I think is cool that they got those from Netflix and they're finally doing something with
Yeah.
it. So
There's a lot of other cool things with the Spider-Man thing too. Like this, originally it was supposed to be, it takes place before Homecoming. But now it might still, but in a different universe because it was supposed to be canon originally. They've confirmed that it's not Tom Holland voicing Peter in this. And they've also shown I can't find the image, but they've shown like all the rogues gallery and stuff, and you see Otto Octavius like without the octopus arms, but like he looks like his old like '90s self. Norman Osborn is in it. He has his old '90s like rose hair. Um, he let's see, who else is in it? I don't know. There's just a lot of different takes on different characters, so I'm very interested. Because I love Spider-Man. I did not like the last two Spider-Man cartoons that came out. The Drake Bell one and the one that was like kind of CG, kind of not, was really stupid in my opinion.
yeah,
I tried watching it. I just could not get into it. They just
yeah,
they
it was
ruined the first episode with Uncle Ben's death. Like they just made it so trivial and stupid. Um yeah, but anyway, with actual Marvel Studios looking out for this, I'm hoping for something better.
yeah, I agree. Um, the other person I was talking about was Randall Park. He announced that he is going to be in the new series, but there's no word of who he plays yet.
All
So
right.
it literally the clip is 13 seconds of him saying he's going to be in it with no word on who he plays.
Mhm.
All right. X-Men 97 to premiere in the fall of 2023. They showed a bunch of characters that are going to be in there with the original voice actors and actresses, which was
It's
really cool.
it's a sequel, direct sequel. At the end of X-Men, the cartoon, I guess Xavier like went to space to go hang out with a girlfriend or something. I don't know what the exact thing was, but like that's kind of what it sounded like. He went to go
Right.
find a woman out there. Um and the new leader of the X-Men is Magneto. So he like they've shown a picture of him. He doesn't have his helmet on anymore since there's no more Charles. He's good, I guess, again. And he has like long, like white old hair. So
I
like
did see that picture.
he looks really, really awesome. And like, yeah, some of these characters have been changed a bit, like where their designs are slightly altered. Even Jubilee's in this. People hated Jubilee in the beginning, but she's here, so maybe they'll make her good. And Gambit's here, so everyone's
Yeah.
really happy.
Yeah, which I think was really cool. They did talk about the new Marvel Zombies is
Mm-hmm.
going to be more gore and splatter, which, I mean, yes.
Yeah,
Um, you know, which I think is pretty cool. They also talked a lot about Walking Dead. A lot.
yeah.
I have not watched Walking Dead for a very season 5 or 6 is when I stopped watching it.
I've never really watched it. I had some family members who were really into it, but like, yeah, no, I never got into it. Just wasn't my thing.
Well, the rumor is Rick is coming back. We left from the show,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll have to wait and see. There was a lot of like there was a trailer that they showed. Um, you know, I'm still shocked at some of the people that are still on the show, like Norman Reedus. Gosh, man, he has been on the show since day one, and he's still on the show. You know,
He must love it
um,
then.
or he likes the paycheck. I mean, he's
I
probably making quite a bit per
I
episode.
guess. He's probably making money from that and from Death Stranding.
You know, it's funny because like I stopped watching it because it's the same scenario over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I watched past the governor right before Negan, right
Mm.
before Negan, and I'm like, I just can't watch this anymore because it's the same stuff over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know it's a zombie apocalypse, right? But at some point, you're gonna be like, it's gonna get better. You're gonna build a wall. You're gonna find some place, and they would find some place that has this, but then it was chaos or something happened.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. Um, Marvel revealed some real life Infinity Stones collection worth $25 million. Um, yeah, no, I'm good.
Like
150 carats.
like
Jeez,
two people
Pete's.
are gonna buy that, and that's it.
Yeah, it will probably be one of like either Jake or Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Um, or Walking Dead. They did release the season 2 figures from Hasbro. I always think the figures never look the right way unless you're getting like the real detail ones.
Yeah, they do look kind of weird.
That's Bill Burr right there from
Yep.
Mando.
Yep.
I'm sure he's proud of that one. Um, yeah, so those are coming out.
Doesn't say one.
Is it? I mean, they're the Black Series. I would guess around holiday if they're already showing them like
Probably.
this way. They're gonna be $25, which isn't bad.
Yeah, that's what they generally are.
Um, talking about more Walking Dead that Andrew Lincoln um and the girl plays Michonne. They're gonna be they're gonna do a spin-off series in 2023 of Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another show that Alex won't watch.
Another spin-off series of Walking Dead.
Yeah, because there's Fear the Walking Dead, then there's The Walking Dead, and then there'll be this one,
Yep.
whatever this one is. So, of course, Street Fighter 6 is there, and they showed some different costumes, which are like the original classic costumes.
Skip some of these. This will probably be the next one.
I'm looking at this. Um, more Avatar stuff. Do you know what I want to see? I want to see him actually come out with a movie and see how much money it makes. That's what I want to see.
This is a this is Avatar: Last Airbender. This is made by the team. It's gonna be Paramount Plus, I believe, but it
Yep.
takes place when they're adults. So, um, yeah, I think it's gonna do very well. Um, I'm kind of disappointed that it's not other characters, but I also understand that they're probably just testing waters, so like they can get money for more projects. I'd really like to see previous avatars, like Kyoshi has a book series. It's supposed to be really good. Um, but yeah, there's so much more in the Avatar Airbender like universe that they just don't touch, because it just hasn't really had opportunities to do much. But yeah, that show is excellent. Korra is fun as well. So seeing something
Well,
new would be good. Yeah.
I did see the pictures of them as grown up, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And
Um,
we seen pieces of them that age in Korra in flashbacks. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be cool.
yeah, I think he'll do quite well.
Yeah.
But see, I just wonder how long Paramount Plus is going to be around. Their TV app is awful. I will, yeah, I hope they're listening because I will tell you, your TV app is awful. It
Yeah.
never works. And even watching it here, we tried to watch Sonic 2. I know my internet's good,
Yeah.
okay? And it kept stopping and buffering, and I'm like, this is not like an internet issue.
Well, I mean,
Clear out all my
HBO Max did that when it first came out.
yeah, but this is like I feel like it's been around long enough.
Yeah.
At this point, I just went and bought Sonic 2 because the kids wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did? I literally went to where did I buy it? Amazon. I went and bought it on Amazon Digital.
Yeah.
It took me 2 seconds, and when we watched it, there was not a single issue
Of course.
at all.
That's how it is.
It was yeah. So um, let's move down. So there, Keanu Reeves as a is it Bizarre
Berserker. Berserker.
Berserker
Yeah.
anime confirmed for 2 seasons on Netflix.
Yeah. It's
It,
production IG. It looks so.
wow, it's going to yeah. I think that's a big thing there.
Yeah.
But I can't tell from the picture of what it is. Like I see those some of these. He's got arrows in them and a knife. So
Yeah. I have no idea what Berserker is. I've never heard of it. I don't know if it is a. Oh, it says comic book series. So I guess they're turning a comic book series into an anime. So that's interesting to have something Western turn into something Eastern. So we'll see how that
I
goes.
mean, yeah. Um, Nickelodeon's doing a new Transformers. Nickelodeon, if you're listening, stop doing new Transformers. Stop.
There's so many. It just um actually wait. These might be some characters that already exist, but like I've seen like there's a lot of different Transformers cartoons and stuff on like Netflix and stuff too. So like yeah, it's just gonna continue. It's never gonna stop. Transformers is
No.
forever.
Yeah, which I watched that new series,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be better. It basically talks about the war on Cybertron and then after, and then when they meet the you know the Beast counterparts.
Uh-huh.
It would be a great show if they actually got the guy that played Optimus Prime's voice,
Yeah.
because the guy tries to be his voice. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. So thank you, Nickelodeon. The only good thing is who's playing Optimus Prime. I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Peter Cullen? Is that Peter Cullen?
well, no, on the new
The
show,
original. Okay.
um,
I
it's
mean,
the
like the
guy.
original actor though
Oh
is
yeah,
Peter Cullen.
yeah, which is hilarious because I was it Pat Contry was watching his what is it on Wednesdays he watches commercials.
Mm-hmm.
They had commercials for different toys. he did a ton of voiceover work for those toys,
Huh, that's awesome.
even even though it's not Transformers.
Yeah.
Um, not GoBots. He did nothing for GoBots, but like other toys, like what was it? Just like different toys that were out in that time period.
Hmm.
I'm like, holy crap, that's him. Um, Batman and Spawn are crossing over again. They're doing a comic with that.
Cool, cool.
Um, Tom McFarlane is going to work on that.
48 pages, one shot.
That's a big deal.
Yep.
Oh, William Shatner. Jesus. He's like in here so much.
Yeah, let's just keep going. I don't think we really need to know details about Dragon Ball. It's talking about Dragon Ball superheroes coming out. That comes out like the 19th and the 20th. I did find out though there is a Japanese sub version of this coming out. None of our theaters have this show coming out, but yeah, there's some in different places, so it is available. One of the days is Japanese, and then the other days are English, and vice versa. So, if I'm able to, I'll probably see this in Japanese because I just prefer that. But you do you.
Also, if you do not want spoilers, do not watch the trailer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because everyone's talking about how there's spoilers in the trailer. And I watched it, and there are some pretty big like spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, do not watch the new trailer from Comic Con at all.
oh yeah,
It
for
does
sure.
look great though.
Hmm.
Um, Daniel Craig wants to be on Archer,
It's
so
random.
that's yeah, it is so random.
I feel like a lot of this stuff is just throwaway things, and he was just like in a con, like in a panel, and he just like said this, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we can write something about this."
I think so. Star Wars showed some new costumes, and they showed costumes from the new Andor.
Yeah, it comes out very
Which
soon.
yeah, next month.
Yeah.
Next month's gonna be a big month for Disney.
Yep.
Um, Now here's something we can definitely talk about. Shazam got a brand new trailer.
I love it.
It was great. It was more of what you wanted from Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
It legitimately was. Helm Mura, is that how you say? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
she was in the trailer, so she will be it. Lucy Liu will. Um, it had everything you want. It had the action and then the comedy.
Yep.
Um,
Had all the
so
kids, the family, the
yep.
Shazam family. Like I'm hyped. I'm excited. I love the first Shazam film. That is probably one of my favorite superhero films ever. And it came out at a time where DC was not being so hot. So it's really cool to see DC come out on top for me and make a movie that I really do enjoy a lot. Zachary Levi though makes the movie, I feel, but like
Yeah.
also the writing and comedy and the other kids, like the kids who do play like Billy Batson and like his even just his family, like his foster family, like do very very well.
I think the best part is you know, it's cool because he still keeps in the character of being Billy Batson, even though he looks like an adult,
Yeah,
but he's still a kid.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
um, this is going to be another good movie. I loved the first one, and the
Mm-hmm.
second one's probably going to be even better.
Yep, and then we also
So,
got they might talk about it here in a bit, but like Black Adam's coming out soon.
yeah, there's a couple stories about Black Adam, how Dwayne Johnson showed up in full Black Adam outfit. Um,
Yeah.
he talked about it as well because his movie's coming out in October 21st,
Yep. We'll
which
see
should
how
be
that goes.
interesting.
It's been overhyped. It's been talked about for years. I really hope it's good. I feel like there's a medium possibility this movie's not going to be good.
And like, I'm wondering if they're trying to rush it out because there's something with him in the new Shazam movie.
Maybe.
You know,
I bet he's like
uh,
the end credits or something like that.
right? But like, you're right. They've been talking about Black Adam for years,
Yeah.
and like COVID hit, and then a bunch of other stuff happened, and you know, and Dwayne Johnson doesn't like. So he has that, and he has that other pets
Super
movie
Pets,
coming out.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's out already or it's coming out.
It's coming out very soon.
Um, so I don't know, man. The trailer looked pretty cool. It didn't have the same feeling for me as the Shazam trailer did.
Mm-hmm.
Even the first Shazam trailer was like, "Oh, I'm so hyped."
Yeah.
So in the if you, yeah, because they talked about it, they confirmed, who's going to be in it. So I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and
Yeah,
see.
it's cool because it's the I guess it does say that. Yeah, the Justice Society of America is fighting him, and like this is the first time we're gonna see Doctor Fate, Hawkman, Cyclone, Atom Smasher like in a live action presence. Doctor Fate's awesome. Cyclone's really fun. Hawkman is Hawkman. Atom Smasher's cool. So like yeah, it's cool to see all these characters that you just normally don't get to see because it takes place in the past. So
Right. It was cool they got Pierce Brosnan to play Dr. Fate, though.
yeah,
You know?
perfect casting.
Oh, absolutely perfect. They also talked about the spin-off of Game of Thrones called House of Dragon. Um, I've watched most of Game of Thrones, so I get some of this prequel story,
Mm-hmm.
but um, you know, it should be interesting to see how it is because this takes place before Game of Thrones. Before the Jon Snows and all that. So um, it should be interesting. I mean, the trailer looks good. So um, yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if you've watched Game of Thrones.
Nope, it's another one of those things. I don't like it. I tried watching it because it was overhyped, so I tried it. Not for me. It was
Do you know
boring.
what lost me was the Red Wedding
I can see
because
that.
like I thought everything was kosher, things were getting worked out. Spoiler alert, by the way. And then everyone got like half of the Stark family got killed,
Yep.
and they were like doing well in the war.
Yep.
And I'm like, it was literally the guy that works for Harry Potter, like at Hogwarts. He played like this king that was going to help him out if he married his daughter. Totally screwed the whole family over. Everyone got killed,
Yep.
including the mother. No. I never watched the Bat Wheels trailer. I'll be completely honest.
Cartoonito, that's like the kids section of HBO Max. So I guess it's like Kit, but the Batmobile. Knight Rider, if anyone knows what Kit is, I guess. I just
Oh
realized
wow,
that. Um,
wow. They're probably like Knight Rider 2000. Does that count?
oh my
No, that does not count. That
god.
show's awful.
Yeah, please don't. I want Mr. Feeney back as Kit.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I swear this is not a dream. At one point, Knight Rider and A-Team were on an episode together. I could be
I
wrong,
think they were. I think they were.
but I could have sworn that they were on an episode, even if it was like brief.
They might have been. I think there was a crossover. I feel like there was. Who knows?
Wow. Star Trek Picard teaser and the posters. I don't watch Star Trek, but I thought this was really cool that they had a lot of the people from Star Trek Next Generation on there,
Yeah, I
and
still haven't watched
they were
Picard at
older.
all. I love Patrick Stewart. I love Picard. I love Next Generation. This is just one of those shows that I never watched because I didn't have Paramount or Peacock or whatever it was on. So, um, yeah, but it's the final season, so I'll watch it eventually.
I mean, I will tell you, my brother being a huge Star Wars or Star, excuse me, I'm going to get in trouble. Star Trek. This was big for him. He to see all these people come back was a
Mm-hmm.
big thing. You know. Also, they're bringing back Star Wars Lower Deck for another season. I've never watched this show, but I heard people really love it. It's like a funnier Star Trek,
Yeah.
um,
Um,
almost drawn like Rick and Morty, almost.
yeah, there. I was checking to see if it was in this, but I guess it's in the next one. That there's a crossover with them too. in the Star Trek Strange New Worlds season 2. So there's going to be live action versions of these lower decks people who show up.
One thing that cracked me up was they showed a trailer for Sandman for Netflix. This is as they're in more talks to raise prices and things. This trailer did not impress me at all. Now, I'm not a big Sandman person. And maybe I don't understand it because I've never read the books. But
Sandman's
I was
supposed to
like,
be the biggest and best thing ever created, and I've never read it. The only thing I've watched is a DC animated short called Death, because Death is in Sandman, like she is a character. But yeah, no, I actually didn't watch this trailer, so I'm not sure how you said that it was bad, but who knows? But yeah, especially yeah, if Netflix is not doing so hot, why would you release something to try to make us buy stuff and you're not doing well?
well, the rumor is for Netflix is they're going to do what's called another home. So you have your central point, right? And then you have other areas. And then each one of those will be $2.99. So
Nope.
if my son is watching at his mom's house, and then my parents watch at their house, that's an extra, $6.
That's me canceling. That's what that is at that point.
I will tell you, I read a story, and their investors are worried. Once they announce this and when it goes into place, they're expected to lose 2 million subscribers. As soon as it's announced that this is the new plan.
I feel like they're gonna lose more than that, and it might come back up when Stranger Things, whatever, comes back, like the last season, but it's going to go away again. Like I feel like they're gonna lose a majority of all of their
A lot of people that I knew that really wanted to watch Stranger Things literally did it for a month. They got it, they renewed it, right? They canceled mid-month,
Yep.
but they watched the rest of Stranger Things and they were charged their whatever price.
Yep. I believe it.
And Netflix used to really kind of like, we're the best, we're the best. They're not the best anymore, to be honest.
HBO Max is here, Hulu is here, Disney.
I feel like Hulu has more things on it that I watch. Same with HBO Max.
I will say though, Netflix has the best video player.
I agree.
As far as quality and everything goes, it works the best because it's existed for longest. Hulu isn't great because it does auto like auto adjusting with like the frame rates and the buffering and all of that, and it generally like makes it look really crappy depending on what type of machine you're using. But yeah, that's the only good thing that Netflix has going for, is that it has an amazing actual video player.
Yeah.
Everything else on it, the prices and stuff, it's not going to keep me there.
No, and I think Disney's is actually pretty good. I've never had a problem with Disney's, especially watching like Star Wars and stuff. But yeah,
I'm skipping down some things. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, The Rock basically hinted that Henry Cavill would not be reprising his role as Superman, and because someone was asking like who would win, Black Adam or Superman, he said it probably all depends on who playing Superman, and then the crowd booed because they wanted Henry Cavill still as Superman, and
right.
like to be fair, like he is an okay Superman. He just has had poorly written dialogue and poorly written scenes. He just hasn't been explored enough. They explored him. They Justice League, even Snyder cut, like they threw him into Death of Superman way too fast. They did a lot of things to him. Him himself as like Clark and stuff worked fine. So so yeah, I can see why the crowd is upset, especially when, I mean, it's a DC panel. Like DC people are going to be upset that we don't know who Superman is anymore, and we're getting another one.
Right. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. I heard about that, and I thought it was kind of funny. Um, they did show a poster for the new Ant-Man movie.
Yep.
But here's what's crazy. They had tons of trailers for their stuff. They had a Wakanda Forever trailer. They had She-Hulk, but then they didn't show this trailer, which comes out sometime after first of the year.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of weird. Um, this was kind of a big story. So they talked about um, massive Avengers finale. So as they were going through phase 4 of what's going to be out in phase 4, they kind of jumped into a little bit of phase 5. And then a little bit above that, they go, oh, by the way, we have this. And it was 2 more Avenger films,
Yep.
um, which is crazy. Like, I watched the video. That, I'm telling you what, you couldn't even hear in that where they were doing that.
Yep.
That was really crazy. They did a new She-Hulk trailer, which they did fix the CG. So, and I will probably watch it. It does look pretty decent. But why I'm going to watch it is because at the end of the trailer, you saw Daredevil.
In his like old comic book costume, which looks really cool.
Yes.
It's like yellow
Becoming
and all that.
Somersault, and you knew it was him because he had his weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mentioned this kind of already. The Daredevil is getting 18 episodes,
Yep.
which is crazy. They talked about Blade, but they didn't show anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing that killed me. It's like, why talk about Blade if you're not gonna show something?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, and we can probably speed through it a bit because we've already been going for an hour and 20.
Yeah. So basically, Marvel's gonna do it. Secret Invasion's coming to Disney Plus next spring. They are doing the Thunderbolts in the summer of 2024.
That will be the last, so far confirmed. That is the last phase 5 movie.
Correct. They're doing a Captain America New World Order in 2024, which, looking at the thing here, it looks like very Falconish. So I'm guessing it should be Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk about Ant-Man and Wasp. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
3 is going to be.
It's going to be the last one too.
Yeah. Dave Bautista said this was it for him. It's too hard to do all the workouts to keep up with Drax. One thing they did talk about was Loki gets a season 2, Ironheart, Agatha, and then Echo, which are all things I've never heard of except for Loki. I know who Ironheart is.
Well, Agatha is what's her face from what's that called? WandaVision. The bag,
Okay.
the person at the end, you know.
Yes.
So that's her. So Coven of Chaos.
So. The Wakanda Forever trailer came out of nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's hard because Shazam's trailer was great. This has got to be the top trailer that I saw. Like, legitimately, in my mind, it is right up there with Shazam. It'd be hard to say which one's better.
Mm-hmm.
This trailer was great. So many Easter eggs. People are gonna go see this movie and cry. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's crazy that the next Avenger movies will not be the Russo brothers, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting new directors.
Yeah, it's just kind of strange because for the past like few months, we've been hearing the Russos saying we would love to do Secret Wars. Secret Wars is like our baby. Like we would love to do that. And then they announced Secret Wars and they're not doing it.
No. Which is crazy because I love the movies, right? But I'm also okay with them to switch around the different directors if they don't screw it up. I personally would want. It is weird because with the Russo brothers, they've done so many that they've got this pattern down.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to get somebody else in there to try something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
I I'm sure at this point they want a break because they did those movies like back to back.
A lot of those movies, yeah.
I know Endgame's been out for a while now, but that's still back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, we rushed through a lot of this list. I will tell you, um, there was so much stuff, and there's still stuff pouring out of Comic Con. I think there's like one more day,
I think so.
maybe. My oldest son goes, "Dad, can we ever go to San Diego Comic Con?" I'm like, "No," because tickets sell out in 5 minutes.
My dad has wanted to go before, and he's expressed interest. Like maybe back when it would have been really cool, but now it's just like, listen, there's no reason to go because you're just gonna be waiting in line for something, and all the other announcements are happening on your phone. So like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get any sort of experience. It's like I don't know, like E3 or whatever. Like you might as well just stay at home for the most part.
Oh, E3.
Yeah,
We'll save that one for another episode.
yeah.
I have my
Next
I've
year.
heard, yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah.
I heard a podcast where they were talking about E3 and how what it was and what it is now. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, anyway, that is our show. I don't think we have a shout out. I do want to do a shout out to my wife because it is her birthday as we record. So, happy birthday to my wife. Um, but if you love our podcast or catching it for the first time, please think about hitting subscribe. Um, we are on almost every form where you can get your podcast, everything from iTunes to Google to Amazon, you name it. Also, we have a YouTube page where you can watch this lovely video and you can see our faces. Every week, episodes are posted on Wednesday for the audio, Friday for the video. Think of hitting subscribe on both places, which would be awesome. We would love that. Check us out both on Facebook and Twitter. We are both pretty active there, especially with questions, comments, you name it.
Yep.
I can't think of anything else. Do you have anything else to say, Alex?
Nothing really much, but get at it.
Get at it.